Hello everybody, you might be having a slightly different stream to usual. You obviously most of this background is like this today because sorry but unfortunately I have to update. I'll have to update my phone unfortunately. So and it's a very important one because it's about security measures for your phone. So that means that my stream's got to be like this until my phone updates. Then I can switch it all off and I can put on the TV and you can have the proper. And it is Chelsea versus Zenit in the Champions League. Hopefully you guys are not too disappointed with how the stream looks. I apologise in advance. Oh, Jam Biscuit. Hello! Guys, I apologise to every one of you that are in the chat that the stream is like this. My phone is updating an important security update. So it's more important that gets done over the stream looking good. If you can understand that and forgive me, I'll highly appreciate it. Oh, Shambanga! Oh, this is incredible! Just for the donut up! Oh, this is incredible! Shambanga! The Chelsea team for tonight's game is Mendy, Aspiriqueta, Christensen, Rudiger, James, Kovacic, Jorginho, Alonso, Ziyech, Lukaku and Mount. And on the bench, Kepa, Bergstrom, Chilwell, Chalobah, Sarr, Thiago Silva, Barkley, Loftus-Cheek, Salou, Havertz, Hudson-Odoi and Werner. Go on, Chelsea! Go on, Chelsea! And that's your Chelsea side to play Zenit St. Petersburg. Guys, put in the chat, I apologise that the stream is like this as it is. There is nothing I can do, my phone's having an important update, so the stream's going to be like this today. I apologise, it leaves it a bit more space that if we do score I don't knock anything over. Chelsea have been showered with awards from uefa, which are being handed out tonight. Oh, Charles! Two European trophies is taking over. N'Golo Conte is unfit tonight. Midfield player of the year from uefa. Goalkeeper Mendy, goalkeeper of the year. And Jorginho, overall uefa player of the year. What a turnaround there's been in his Chelsea career. And of course, he was a European champion with Italy as well. Conte, by the way, likely to be fit for Chelsea's weekend game against Tottenham, we're told. Thank you. Thank you, Denver. I appreciate it. It's more important that you get a security update done on a phone because you don't want anything. It all seems to be good news at the moment. So guys, vote on who you think is going to win between Chelsea and Zenit St. Petersburg tonight. Jorginho! Hey! Jorginho, 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 Jorginho. When Mauricio Sarri was in charge, but there is I think it's fair to say, a new appreciation of his qualities. Thomas Tuchel. Hard to believe he only started at Stamford Bridge in January. Aspiriqueta, go on Aspi! Yeah! Sheffield are 2-0 up! 2-0 up against Barnet in the National League. Come on! Now, if Chelsea can go and win today, and the way Sheffield are going, we could be in for a bathstorm in the evening, folks. But hello, Adam.
won the toss. Let's have a look at their.
If you guys want to know, the stream is like this at the moment just because my phone at the moment is getting updated, and an update on my phone is a little bit more important than anything else, because you don't want someone nicking your phone and taking all these things which to do with security.
Thanks to the amnesty from the Brazilian FA, they can. Watch out for the dangerous Iranian striker Sardar Azmoum. He was named the Russian Premier League Player of the Year last season. A darting presence up front with an eye for goal.
Yeah, 2-0 up in 7 minutes. It's just absolute.
It's like he's never been away. The way
mind boggle. It's absolutely mind boggling.
Well, he's flying, isn't he? Yeah, he's 3 goals already, and he's got
I might not know what the score will be for Chesterfield as the game goes on. As it goes on, because my phone will be updating, so I might not know for a little bit of what goes on. But we'll focus on Chelsea, and I'll mention to you guys for Chesterfield what happens when my phone.
Zenit players taking the free kick off here.
Come on, Chelsea! Come on, Chelsea! Our defence of the European Cup. Oh, come on, Chelsea!
And that was one that really didn't matter in the end because it was at home to Porto and they got the job done on aggregate anyway.
Oh, we are.
A bit of a run for their money at Aston Villa at the weekend.
Come on, Zach. Come on, Chelsea.
It nearly let Malcolm, the Brazilian international, in. Watch for him in the number 10 shirt.
You can just see Zenit's intent there. They've pressed from the very first seconds of the game. They've obviously watched that the tape of the Villa game, and Chelsea were caught napping, weren't they, in that game? And they've done it again here at the start of this game. They've come out the tracks quick for Zenit.
Guys, vote on who you think's going to win, Chelsea or Zenit.
Manager Sergei Simak actually has scored a Champions League hat-trick for CSKA Moscow against Paris Saint-Germain some 16 seasons ago. Keeps on delivering the title every year, but he wants his team to do a lot better than last season in this
guys, put in the chat some questions. Let's get going, and I will keep you informed. What do you guys think of this result today, folks? Manchester United 1, Young Boys 2.
Sevilla is Malcolm, the Brazilian international, that we're very keen to make sure was okay for this game.
So, guys, if you're a Zenit fan, welcome to the channel. Go. Oh, look him out! Oh, look him out!
Yeah, it's good defending. That's what Rudiger's done since Tuchel, since he's come back into the team. He wants to get tight, he defends.
I will remind anyone who's come in the stream, it's not usually like it is what you see in the background. It's not usually like this. Usually all the green screen is over this way. It's just because my phone's having a big massive update for security reasons. It's for security update, so it's more important that gets done over this. So at the moment the stream's gonna be like this, but as soon as my phone's been updated, the stream will be back to normal. Yeah, it was a shocker. Yeah. It shows that you can have Ronaldo in the team and still not win a game. Man United. Yeah, but also, United fans are going to go, if it wasn't for the sending off, Young Boys would have won. Yeah. Don't get your player get sent off then. Is that a fridge? Yes, it's a fridge. Have you not seen a fridge before? Oh, come on, Chelsea!
His Mount was one of those rested at the weekend. Siesta play it wide to Reece James.
If any of you guys...
Not often.
This is 10 because at the same time that this is happening, Chesterfield are playing and I don't know what's happening. So I'm trying my best to try and do 2 things at once, guys.
Chelsea fans will feel that anything is possible this season, won't they?
Anything is possible when you're a Chelsea fan. It's anything is possible.
And I think they've got one eye on the Championship. I know they've certainly got the squad to go to the Premier League and
it's just at the moment I'm trying to have a look at how
defend the trophy that you've already won. is tough, it really is. But mentally, they've got the.
So come on,
squad and the
Chelsea. I'm just
ability to do it.
checking on a couple of things at the moment because I'm just trying to keep an eye on the games because I can't check at the moment due to.
Here, now Kovacic coming off a goal, a rare goal for him at the weekend against Aston Villa. He set up one as well with a peach of a pass.
Sheffield United are 1-0 up at home to Preston and gives White with the goal.
Some of his passing was exquisite.
Morgan gives White with the goal. And we're 2-0 up against Barnet, Chesterfield. We're still 2-0 up against Barnet. Just so you guys know, we're still 2-0 up against Barnet. Oh, look, he's the edge. So that means we'll be going top. Whoa! We'll go top of the league if it stays as it is. I'll happily take it. I'll happily take it.
We didn't see a lot of the ball at the weekend against Aston Villa. Still with 2 goals.
Weymouth are being Dagenham. I say everything coming to Millhouse. Everything's coming to Millhouse. Are they playing tonight? No. Are they playing tomorrow? I'm just checking. Because unfortunately, Boreham Wood I don't think are playing. So, no, Boreham Wood are drawing 0-0 with Halifax Town. So if it stays as it is, I'll be happy. Because that means we'll be going top.
Yeah, they find it really hard to get out at the moment. Sometimes it's
we are mad.
Relieve your back four. They seem to be trying to hit the forward and go.
We're crazy.
Chelsea are so tight.
If we can hang on,
in that area, they've got 3
we got
defenders to
Shamanga with that brace. I want to say the brace out of nowhere, but apart from that, he should have taken off Ronaldo and Bruno. I mean, oh, why did you have to be toxic, kid? Because I'm a Chelsea fan. I don't like Man United. Even my guy Adam knows I don't like Man United. I've said it so many times to Shadow. And he doesn't mind me having a say on what my thoughts are on Man United. And saying that I'm just not I just don't like him. And that's, I have the right to say that. I have the right to say it. And I will say this: if any of you guys don't like it, then don't be on the chat and hear me talking about it. Guys, how is everyone?
We kind of knew that beforehand, didn't we, Glenn?
Yeah, very much so. They've got to remain patient, but these little runs there that Mount's made of what they've got to do. Drag centre backs out. A little bit unfortunate there, just overrun the ball.
Good Chelsea! Knock him out!
Right hand side for Reece James, and he's done it again there for Alonso. And they're the little.
Aye, Mason Mount. He's a good player. When he gets what he.
They've got plenty of bodies behind the ball there, Zenit. And he couldn't keep it in there, could he?
I have got I am doing football fantasy for the Champions League.
Beaten 3-1 at Anfield in the round of 32 of the Europa League in the 2012-13.
So I don't know. I'm just checking to see if many of my players are playing today.
From the away goals. And remember, you might remember Zenit St. Petersburg, certainly Rangers fans will, winning the UEFA Cup back in 2008 at Manchester City's ground. They went on to win the Super Cup as well that year against Manchester United.
That was quick. Quick as a daisy, quick as a fly, quick as a bush. So it's still 2-0.
Andreas Christensen.
Come on, Chelsea!
Rudiger looking to release a longer ball to
Go on, Lukaku! Oh!
Chichikov just managing to nick that away from Lukaku as he looked to hold it up. Chichyakov's just been re-signed by Zenit.
Sorry if none of it is working, folks. I'm trying my best. So now we can get back to the normal streaming, folks. So this up now, you'll be able to see what this does on the stream.
Malcolm. And Chelsea are able to break it all up.
There you go, folks. The stream is back. We are back to the normal resuming.
4 goals in 13 matches in the Champions League all last season. Rakitsky's ball towards Alisson here was just looking to sneak.
I like Chelsea, but I still choose them. Yeah. Thank you, but you do it because of me. The reason, Adam, I always dislike Man United is just because I've had history when I was younger of people just teasing me and just giving me absolute grief for being a Chelsea fan and everything like that. From Man United supporters, and I used to get it quite a lot when I was a kid. So it just stuck with me when I was younger, and I thought if the way I was treated, it used to think I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna like be nice to Man United if their fans are not gonna be nice to us. It's like it kicked off this season very hardly when Man United fans were saying, "Why are you celebrating the tap-in for Lukaku's first goal?" But then Man United fans were celebrating a Ronaldo tap-in, which Lukaku's first goal for Chelsea that he ever scored was actually a better goal than what Ronaldo scored against Man United, because you didn't need a keeper to help. You didn't need a keeper to spill it to give him the goal. Look at Chelsea!
And he gets back just in time before the trigger's pulled. Little flick on from Azoulay, and Claudinho thinks he's got an open goal to hit it, and he just gets there first, James. Good defending in the end, but desperation.
Had to be there, didn't he?
Well, Chelsea!
Exactly what was intended.
I'm not sure that was.
Well done, Cove!
Slightly exasperated look from Sergei Simak, who's been the coach now since 2018 at Zenit. The club are backed by the energy giant Gazprom, which is why they keep on reeling off successes in the Russian Premier League.
Well, Chelsea!
Is Kovacic. Confidence looks high for him at the moment. Jorginho. Is Hakim Ziyech. They were looking for the fast break there. Exasperated it didn't happen.
Well, Chelsea!
Coming back with James. Fizz towards Ziyech.
Oh, Ziyech!
An important block there. Chichyakovs.
Well, it's tough for Chelsea to break them down. They've got a back 5 in there. Barrios has gone in as that right-sided centre-back. They've got a 4 across midfield and left the 1 up front.
Oh, Lukaku!
Had peeled away into space.
And Lukaku!
Couldn't quite find him.
You get the feeling that it's going to be this type of ball, an eye of the needle ball. Look, nice little turn from Mount. There's that little movement off the back of the defender from Lukaku, pointing where he wants it.
Guys, put your questions in the chat. I'm happy to answer any questions you guys put in front of me.
Alonso inside, but again not quite accurate enough. That's Kuznayev.
I am also doing, guys, fantasy football for the UEFA Champions League this
Zenit haven't
time
lost a
round. I've
match
got 3
since March.
players in action today.
But they don't keep
Lukaku,
a lot of clean sheets
Edouard
lately.
Mendy and Mason
Obviously,
Mount.
he's a concern for their coach in a game like this one.
I think that's a good point, Ian, but I wouldn't imagine that they play a 5 at the back when they've lost the ball and then a 4 across the midfield and leave the 1 up front in their league games. In their domestic games, they're dominant, so I think they open a game up. Whereas I think they'll be a little bit more stubborn playing this way for Chelsea to break them down.
So Tormin points up. I think the one thing you learn every year in this competition is every team has to be taken extremely seriously. They've
It's
all
Preston
performed
1,
well
Sheffield
domestically.
United
They're
1.
in the competition for a reason.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, they've had the best chance of the game so far, 15 minutes in be it, but they've had the best opportunity.
If he says it is, Sheffield are going top of the league, so I cannot complain. I can't complain.
For Ukraine in the past. They obviously like him because
Come on,
every time
Chelsea.
he's played for Zenit St. Petersburg, it's been as a starter. Tormin playing it forward and getting it back again. They've done this nicely. This is Kuziaev, the midfield player, who's got license to try and get forward and join.
Well done, Kovacic. Well done.
It was nice as far as it went from the Russian champions.
It was excellent defending from Kovacic, it really was. Tracking him and also winning the ball for his team, but Zenit now getting lots of possession, this team.
Malcolm, we can put a quick 1-2 down that side. Chelsea just
Well done, Jorginho.
wits about them. Jorginho breaking up the play for them.
And there's that little hard slide tackle that times it to perfection, isn't it? It's a difficult one when you're semi on the wrong side. You've got to take a slight risk, but he wins the ball first, Kovacic.
Tormin got his first call up to the Russian squad.
Well, Chelsea, well, Mount.
Now that Mount knows that break is on. Lukaku looking to peel away. Now they're looking as James arrives. He's already scored, of course, this season against Arsenal. Reece James, as well as getting a red card at Anfield. So suspended at the weekend, back here.
That's the beauty of playing the wing backs. They've gone down the left-hand side, they've broken quickly, and Reece James with good legs gets himself forward there. It's a shame because Mount tried to drive one into Lukaku earlier when I felt it needed the little curl ball, and this time he curled it and it just ran away from James.
Come on, Chelsea.
Azmoun, who recently featured in an Iran v Iraq qualifier, which might have been something of a feisty affair, you'd imagine. Here's Barrios.
You are mad, what you
Azmoun. Malcolm, former Barcelona player, of course, Malcolm. Here he is again.
Come on, Chelsea.
He just plays one round the corner here, Jorginho. He's quite clever, but Jorginho knows what he's doing. Puts an elbow and just blocks him off there. It's in a little dangerous position for Zenit.
And usually it's going to be one of the central defenders, Rakitsky, who's put in charge of the set piece delivery here.
Come on, Chelsea, defend.
Moving out to get the Santos.
Oh, here comes Zenit.
Kuziaev.
Way! Yeah, have it! Have it!
He was dreaming of glory, but he's going to have to carry on dreaming for a moment.
Keep dreaming. Chelsea what? Chelsea nil, Zenit St. Petersburg nil.
Christensen, who came on in the Champions League final when Thiago Silva got injured, had a fantastic game, as did most of the players in a Chelsea shirt.
Go on, Chelsea!
Rudiger. Chelsea preparing for a game against Tottenham Hotspur, of course, at the weekend. As Glenn will know, that is quite often a spicy affair. Battle of Stamford Bridge and all that sort of thing.
Yeah, that's always a feisty affair, but looks like they've got a job on their hands tonight to break this Zenit team down. Defensively, they're really their shape is excellent. Zenit. Every player knows what they're doing. They're trying to close all the gaps for Ziyech and Mount not to get on the ball. It's whether they can just create a couple of chances at the other end.
Couple of hundred Zenit fans. It would be a whole lot more, but for the COVID restrictions, they're a very well supported club. In a marvellous stadium, that state-of-the-art stadium, which will stage the Champions League final this year. Also the home of one of the World Cup semis when Russia were hosts in 2018.
Go on, Chelsea!
Aspilicueta up towards accurate enough, and Douglas Costa is able to Santos, I should say, clear it.
Yeah, James's run just needed to stay wide. He sort of narrowed off a little bit and just gave Santos that little opportunity to get a toe in. But if he stays wide, he gets the ball to feet quite easily.
Mount.
Go on, Lukaku!
First time he's got in Mount.
Oh, Lukaku!
And Saturnin got across to hack it away. Just for a moment there.
Yeah.
He looked on for Chelsea.
The first time in that Lukaku's had the ball at his feet in the 18-yard box, and the whole place come alive. There's an expectation.
He does give them another dimension, doesn't he? Here he is now.
Go on!
Lukaku. You're right.
Go on, Lukaku!
Every time the ball goes anywhere near him.
Yeah, I think that's where he's
Well, Chelsea!
here. This is his chance here. Lovely little slip ball through from Mount. He just can't get it out of his feet, and in the end it was good defending. But the ball from Jorginho just the seconds after is the one from a sort of an inside right position. He likes to peel off the back of the defender from the right footer, and I think you can see that that's going to happen time and time again through the season.
Come on, Chelsea!
Chelsea corner.
Chelsea corner! 23 minutes played, 0-0. Come on, head! Oh!
Goalkeeper got something on it, not really enough, and Barrios was able to complete the clearance. And the hard-working Kuzayev sheltering that into play. A player who's played at the World Cup for Russia, having graduated from second and third division football. Goalie took a knock in the ribs by the look of it, Kritchuk.
A lot of bodies there, isn't he? I think it's his own player he bumps into. Manages just to get a couple of palms on it, but wasn't really under control, was he?
Making his Champions League debut, by the way, the goalkeeper, who's arrived on a one-year deal from the Portuguese club Gil Vicente. 30 years old, quite late to make a Champions League debut, but I guess it's never too late.
I was going to say, never too late in football. That was a keeper as well.
He could have another 10 years, couldn't he?
Yeah.
Keeper. And maybe as an outfield player if you're Cristiano Ronaldo or Ibrahimovic. It's Marcos Alonso, who's followed up what his dad and granddad did and won the European title. Jorginho Lukaku laying
Oh,
it
okay.
on. It was to Ziyech's good left foot. Remember Ziyech being involved against Chelsea for Ajax in that amazing 4-4 game here a few seasons ago. He ran the show for a lot of that game.
Yeah, he played out on the right side, didn't he? And coming inside on his left and causing Chelsea all sorts of problems that night.
Getting the nod tonight, Kai Havertz on the bench, the man who got the goal that won the Champions League final. Aspilicueta, they're working hard here. Zenit St. Petersburg, even Gladinho, whose best talents are really further forward, but needs must tactically here.
Well, every time a Chelsea player gets it, he's under pressure. It's only Christensen when he's on your halfway line that's really got a little bit of time and space to get his head up.
Come on, Chelsea.
I'll tell you what, Barrios, the Colombian's done a really good job in cutting off the supply lines for Zenit St. Petersburg, but you do get the feel that Chelsea might find a way through this. Kovacic, Ziyech.
How is that not a foul, ref?
But again, they broke it up and they looked to break quickly. Here's Wendell, another of the Brazilians. Rakitsky decides to go long. Is that going to stay in play?
Way!
That's the right idea, actually. Santos had oceans of space, but tried to cut across it, but overcooked it. This is good play from Kovacic. Ziyech there taking him on. This is a good tackle. Barrios, who's gone into that back three, just goes to ground, takes a slight chance, goes to ground early, just wins the ball. Done a good job for his team, Barrios, tonight. So far, 26 minutes in.
Come on, boys, this is stress.
No breakthrough yet for Chelsea. Has to be said that Zenit St. Petersburg, who struggled big time in this competition last season, giving a better account of themselves here so far anyway. Barrios wide for Rakitsky. Just changing the shape here and there, aren't they? Zenit St. Petersburg, depending on whether they have possession or not. Rakitsky, who's been playing central defence, has gone out to play on that left-hand touchline for a moment.
Well, they go into a three when they've got the ball. Barrios is playing out here, look, as a right-sided centre-back. It's when they defend as a five and the four across. So they've been well drilled for this game. They really have. And at the moment, Chelsea just finding it slightly hard to get the ball off them and to get round the back of them when they're in possession.
Here is Rakitsky. Spinning it all the way to Sutormin, who can play further forward as a winger, but has acquitted himself pretty well at right back when used in that position in some games. It's already been a quite dramatic start in the Champions League, and you see the highlights of all the games tonight at 10:30 in Champions League tonight on BT Sport 2 HD. All the action from some cracking games around Europe.
Oh, Lukaku!
There's a Barcelona-Bayern Munich game in there somewhere as well to catch up on. Chelsea are 11 games unbeaten in group matches in the Champions League since Valencia had a shock win here by a goal to nil. The Spaniards had arrived. I remember that game in some turmoil, but Rodrigo, now at Leeds United, scored a wonderful winner for them.
Scored a really cute goal, if I remember, from a free kick, wasn't it? He made a lot of darting, running behind the wall and left foot. They played well that night, and I think they were under dispute as well with the finances at the club, and they're all over the place, but they came into form.
It was back in 2019, though. Lots happened since then. Gladinho was able to pick it up. It's a run from a club called Bragantino. in Brazil. He helped them get promoted to the top division. Here's Jorginho for Chelsea. Still trying to pick the locks.
Come on, Chelsea, we can do this. Come on.
Just about everybody behind the ball, bar Azmoum for Zenit St. Petersburg. The club who play in what is a stunning city, which attracts thousands of tourists every year. Beautiful place. So I was lucky enough to visit for the World Cup.
Oh, you lucky git. Oh, you lucky gits again.
Did the job despite one or two gasps from the Chelsea fans at that shed end. Half an hour gone. Thomas Tuchel stressing in the programme tonight the need to make a winning start if possible in the group, which is why he's fielded a pretty strong team here. Jorginho's ball.
Okay, Alonso, don't foul, don't foul, don't foul.
Here, but close attentions of Sorturmin beside him.
Well done, Kovacic.
Good work from Kovacic, who again is taking the eye. Timo Werner on the bench tonight. Saul as well. Callum Hudson-Odoi. Kai Havertz. Now that's Piliqueta.
Come on. Put the ball in the box.
Reece James.
Oh, lucky Reece.
Hanging up at the near post.
Yeah, he has to do better there, James. It's the first time really Chelsea either down the right or the left to get in behind. It's a lovely little bit of skill, but look, he mishits his cross. There's no one going across the near post. He's got to whip that in better and really put that defence under pressure. Because, as I said, they're finding it really hard to get to the byline.
There's been Chilwell, who, a little mysteriously, hasn't kicked a ball since the Champions League final. Not in earnest, anyway, obviously in training, but never got on for England at the European Championships, and he hasn't got on yet for Chelsea this season.
Yeah, I must say I'm a little bit puzzled on that front. You know, if he's fallen out with the manager, you'd have thought he wouldn't be on the bench, but he doesn't seem that sort of lad. Very strange.
I think Thomas Tuchel was saying in his
well done, Mount!
Confidence.
Go, Mount!
For him not playing at the Euros.
Lukaku!
Now the Lukaku here with the cross shot. Again, they got the block in well. Just check off.
Oh.
They were saying that Chilwell was ready to go now.
Yeah, I agree. A goal will come.
It'll be interesting to see how that story plays out.
I'm just laughing at the fact that Man United lost to Young Boys. Oh, big it up. Oh, they're going to win the Champions League. Oh, you can't win the Champions League after losing to Young Boys.
Well, he's come up with a plan tonight, Sergei Simak, and at the
Oh,
he
but
fairly satisfied.
it's now Chesterfield 2,
Yeah, I think it'd be delighted.
Barnet 1. 45 minutes.
Certainly look really organised defensively. They're cutting down all the angles and the spaces, and as I say, Chelsea are finding it very difficult. Maybe Chelsea, Tuchel's got to think, maybe at half time or just after, he's got to maybe think slightly different here. He might just have to go with two strikers, come up with something different that's going to cause them a problem second half.
Inside by Mason Mount.
Well done.
Ziyech to Aspilicueta.
Oh, for everybody's having a good day.
Nice so far. Here's James to just check his run a little. Mount.
Oh, Mount.
Harry hasn't seen that one as well. He's seen quite a lot so far. And they don't get the pass right. Claudinho with Azmoum breaking into space as well.
Azmoum made a fantastic run. He was in as well. He was onside. He was distraught that the ball didn't come.
That's one thing they haven't got right so far when they've had the opportunities. Kovacic
Go on, Mount! Alonso!
Yeah,
Come on, Charles! Come on!
Alex Supreme was there to break it up.
A good build-up play again from Chelsea, just making the spare now. And there we go, Alonso's on his
Come on,
own.
Charles! If you guys on the stream, hit the thumbs up button. Don't forget to like, subscribe if you are new.
Corner kick's not really that good. Usually headed away by Douglas Santos. Who's played in Spain, Italy, Germany, Russia, and every minute so far this season for his club.
Go and show, don't it, that they are beatable with Ronaldo in the team. Yeah.
Rudiger.
Yep, goes and shows that Ronaldo, with Ronaldo in the team, they can be beaten.
Kovacic.
Lukaku!
Lovely ball through the lines to Lukaku.
Oh.
There's Alonso. Trying to lure Zenit out of position, but so far the Russians aren't buying. It's a loose ball. Rakitsky's looking to drop it in behind for Asmoon, who ran more in hope, I think, than expectation there.
What Chelsea?
Again, that's a loose pass. A couple of times. A bit of a luxury touch, really, by Claudinho there, which was a waste of a possible break for the Russians.
He could have actually turned on it. He's made life difficult for himself there.
Jorginho, this time again they're looking for Lukaku. Chichikov was in the way.
Come on, Chelsea!
They've left out Russia's regular right back, Karavayev, tonight, and also the experienced warhorse striker Artem Zhuba, who's on the bench. You might remember him doing well at the World Cup. That's another option.
It's going alright. Lukaku's got me 2 points, Mount's got me 1. Roussillon of Wolfsburg's got me 1. Mendy got me 1, and Alphonso Davies has got me 1.
Next episode next week. Now then, Malcolm. Claudinho, Champions League debut for him, by the way. Claudinho, a player who won a gold medal at the Tokyo Olympics earlier on in the summer.
Bayern Munich have scored, folks. Thomas Muller.
This corner a chance for Zenit St. Petersburg to throw a few men further forward, among them the central defenders.
Come on, Chelsea, defend!
Finsling has come all the way out here to Rakitsky.
Well saved, Mendy. Decent so far, you just need the odd,
Yeah, he tries to shift
odd
it
few
onto
goals,
that left
mate.
peg.
That is true.
Left peg, but no, it was always down the throat of Mendy, no problem.
And that was the first shot on target of the game. I think Thomas Tuchel might want a little extra tempo from Chelsea in the second half.
No, I think so. Not even if it's a killer ball. If there's no movement in front of you, but even if you're going across the
Yeah,
back
it's
three,
2-2
you're
at half time.
absolutely right.
Absolutely gutted.
Make it go
Sheffield
quickly,
been 2-0
make the
beside
decision passing
9
1 or 2
minutes,
touches.
and then
So
we,
eventually,
for
lots
what
of angles up and there will be spaces
the
for
comment
it.
said,
It's all a little bit
it's been the best football Sheffield have played all season, and somehow Barnet have scored 2 goals.
Chelsea have
That's how
learned to
football
be
goes.
patient. And last
You
season,
can play your
as we all
absolute
know,
best and still concede
successful.
2 goals.
They're old hands at this game.
So it's
Here's Rudiger. In towards Reece James and
Corner, come on, Chelsea!
putting up on it. But, goes for the corner kick.
It's a decent run from James. He's left himself wide, waiting for the diagonal, and then he eventually gets in the box and then in the corner. That's what they've got to do sometimes. Doesn't have to be intricate all the time going through the eye of the needle.
The cultured left foot of Hakim Ziyech to take the
Come on, Chelsea!
corner kick with the referee from Poland, Mr. Frankowski, just making it quite clear that he's watching any pushes and shoving.
Oh, come on!
Yes!
Yes!
The goalkeeper
Oh!
tapped it, in truth.
It's amazing, really. I'm just looking at Lukaku there, and every time Zenit from the corners of marked zonal, no one's decided that he's going to be picked up man for man or try to block him or put him off. He's got the freedom to actually go wherever he wants, to make a run and jump. And I think Chelsea might have a look at that at half-time, because he pulls himself out a little bit around that penalty spot.
Come on, Chelsea!
No one picking him up.
Yeah, that is a surprise, isn't it? Mount. Chelsea working the angles here. Jorginho. Towards Alonso.
Go on, Alonso, chase after it, chase after it, chase after it!
Suturmi was the player there. Suturmi was waiting for his Russian debut after his first call-up, but it never came in those fixtures that they've just had the World Cup qualifiers. It will soon, I think, for him. Mason Mount. Christensen thought about the shot for a moment and then thought better of it. James. Several hundred passes, and they come up here with a effort on goal. Ziyech again was just nicked away from him, this time by Guzayev.
I think that's the ball. When they're
Oh,
working
come on,
the ball in
Chelsea!
intricate little pockets and that, the ball into Lukaku's body. He holds it up, and then you get midfield players supporting, running. And there's a first-time shot there if it's on, but that's when they look really dangerous, Chelsea.
That's the latest corner, and the
Oh!
goalkeeper again seemed unsure of his bearings, and that is something again that
Oh,
Chelsea
my.
might look at. By the way, don't forget there's Champions League tomorrow. Liverpool against AC Milan, famous fixture that, isn't it? 7 o'clock, BT Sport 2 HD and Ultimate. We've got Manchester City against Leipzig from 7:15 on BT Sport 3 HD. And if you want to watch Lionel Messi playing for Paris Saint-Germain against Bruges, that's 7:45 on ESPN HD, all on offer tomorrow.
Come on, Chelsea!
Nothing much has gone wrong for Thomas Tuchel. He's only lost 5 of 35 games since he took over.
Come on, boys!
Did lose the FA Cup final, didn't they, to Leicester City? But other than that, things going just swimmingly. Ziyech. James.
Lukaku! Oh!
It was a difficult angle for him.
Unlucky Lukaku!
Yeah, and it's a decent crossing. Sometimes it's just put it in. You haven't got to get to the byline. Look, James thinks I'm putting this one in with a little bit of curling.
Yeah, James, I thought
No
Tuchel would have
there.
started him. But no, maybe. And same, come on, AC Milan tomorrow.
There. Just can't get any leverage on it. And look, thumbs up. That'll do. Keep him in there.
He has scored 13 goals in his last 13 European matches, Romelu Lukaku. Here's Claudinho. Kusayev wanted it played for him again, making that run from midfield.
Come on,
Beyond
Chelsea!
Asmoum and anyone else further forward.
Guys, put your question in the chat. I'm happy to answer any questions that come your way.
No, the referee thought no. That means break.
Come Mount! Go on, Mount! Oh, Mount! Why?
From Mason Mount.
Why?
I think he's got caught in two minds in many ways, but I think Lukaku's looking to get across the front post. And Mason's just thinking he's going to maybe pull out, pretend he's going across the front and pull out to the far post, but just not on the same page then.
We don't think there's even going to be any added time, which is hardly ever happens, does it? Inadvertent, not to the fact, and a yellow card for Azpilicueta for that challenge on Azmoun.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got the wrong side, hasn't he? Just puts his arm up there and catches him. Azpilicueta. I don't think he can't really moan too much about that. He knows what he was doing. Just caught on the wrong side.
Now there might be something to add on. Not much. No, there isn't. Which makes a change. Chelsea there were something of a blunt instrument, that header from Lukaku just before half-time, and they've struggled really to break down Zenit St. Petersburg, who've defended
That's
well,
for you guys to vote during half-time.
with some intent without really creating anything of their own. Chelsea will want a better tempo, and maybe they'll be thinking of a couple of changes for the second half, or during it anyway. Chelsea 0, Zenit St. Petersburg 0.
So, I'm going to see you guys in about a few minutes. I'm just going to pop off. I'm just gonna pop up quickly. I will not be long. I'll see you guys about 5 to 6 minutes. Won't be long. am now back, guys. Give me your thoughts on the first half. Whatever you want, I'm ready to hear it. But like I say, and I will say it, Juventus are only playing Malmo for crying out loud. Juventus are playing us next, which is a whole different kettle of fish.
Wild as they complete their trilogy. Love you to join us for that one on BT Sport Box Office. Thank you though for joining us for the game this evening. Not the most exciting so far, and we have sat here so many times over the last few months and described Thomas Tuchel as a tactical genius. He's going to have to do something to work out how to unpick this stubborn Zenit side, isn't he?
Yeah, I think Zenit have done a good job of neutralising Chelsea. I think the weakness in Chelsea's formation, the 3-4-3, is the midfield. We saw at the weekend with Villa, they packed out the midfield, they made it difficult. Jorginho, Kovacic in there, there's only 2 in there. Zenit have done a good job of packing this out. You see here, there's 8 bodies in midfield. They're stopping the ball going central. They've got 3 midfielders in there against 2. What Jorginho needs to do here is play quicker. Play it to Alonso, play the 1v1, so Alonso's got a 1v1 out wide. But he doesn't do it, which means Zenit are able to get across and just build that block. He plays the ball across. When it gets into Alonso here, this is where Rudiger,
So guys, keep voting on the first half performance.
It's a bit slow, it's a bit
You got until the beginning of the second half for it to happen.
And again, I think Thomas Tuchel now will probably look at this and think, right, do we need the 3 at the back? Can we shift it to a 4? Bring Tino Werner on, play him off the left, possibly Ziyech off the right, just to stretch the back 5 to make some space. Because at the moment, you've got 3 centre-halves picking up Lukaku, and it's no problem. Mason Mount and Ziyech can't get in the game because there's no space to operate. I think Tuchel's initial message will be just liven up, play quicker like Ennie was saying, but I think this game might need something a little bit tricky, something go to a back 4 and just try and open them up somewhere.
I think also, wide areas, when a team's that their intent is to sit there and soak up pressure, sometimes you've got to get round the sides and you shift them across the pitch, and don't get bored doing that. And then when the moment comes then to go direct into Lukaku, when you've moved them around, that's when you need the runners, that's when you need the players like Ziyech and Mason Mount then to join. And a couple of times that's happened and it's gone into Lukaku. They've done that really well, but it's been the next bit. It's been the layoff and the attention to detail in that area. But they need to play quicker, and I think they'll start creating chances.
There he is, looming large behind. Go on.
No, it's too easy for the fullbacks of Zenit because they can see Alonso and they can see Reece James. They need someone who's standing up right either side of them that's going to adjust their position so we can then get the ball into Lukaku.
They can afford to do that because they've got the 3 at the back against 1. So the 2 fullbacks can actually be the wingers. They can actually be higher.
So guys,
I think Thomas Tuchel is
until the end of half time, you can vote until the second half kicks off.
Sometimes someone play right up with Lukaku. You know, there's a lot of balls into him direct. We've seen his hold-up play in this game, but someone actually be that second centre forward sometimes. So go 3-5-2 a little bit, or really push on. But there's just not enough disruption of Zenit's block, I think, so far.
Okay, well they've got options on the bench and plenty of them. So will Thomas Tuchel be tempted to stick or twist? We'll find out in just a couple of minutes. But certainly watching him on the touchline, he's slowly got more and more frustrated, hasn't he, as the half went on. He looked okay for the first few minutes.
So, go on, Chelsea! Chelsea 0, Zenit 0 at half time. So how is everyone? Everyone enjoying the stream? Let me know in the chat and I will get back to you. Hopefully the second half is going to be good for us. Because we need it to be.
Back to De Gea, he's left it short. Here's the chance. Oh, it's a terrible end to the match. 7-2 with the goal. It's a winning goal for young boys. And look at the celebrations of Manchester United, who have defended so stoutly, have given it away right at the end.
Frustrated looking Cristiano Ronaldo, and we had a frustrated looking Rio Ferdinand in the studio with us. We think the stat of the night so far: 7 defeats in 11 Champions League games under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. We've got our all new look Champions League tonight later, and we will talk in detail about United, won't we?
Yeah, listen, Man United are the story at the moment. They've been beaten on the first day. We said get off on the right foot. You want to get your points in the bag early doors in the group stages, and it hasn't gone to plan. And last season we saw it didn't end well in the group stages through dropping points away at games where you thought they should have got the 3 points at least. And it's not a good start, especially after the fanfare of the weekend with Cristiano coming, etc. He started, obviously done well. They scored early, but got beat in the end. So
Okay, well, join us for Champions League tonight. We've got all of the goals in the first half an hour and then plenty of conversation between half 10 and half 11 tonight. Well, you heard the thoughts of Eni and Joe particularly. More support for that man, move the ball faster, change it up. What will Thomas Tuchel do? It's time to find out. For the second half, Glenn Hoddle and Ian Dark.
Yeah, thanks very much indeed, Jake. Certainly the Zenit coach Sergei Simak will be the happier man. It will be interesting to see how Chelsea tweak this tactically, Glenn.
Yeah, I'm interested to see if there's any little
Watch
changes.
out!
I get the feeling that they need some width. For me, I'd put Ziyech or Mount, whoever he wants to do, and put him right out wide on the right-hand side in front of Reece James. And then you've got Santos 2v1. Reece James overlapping non-stop, but let one of them stay out wide. They're playing in the pockets, and it suits this Zenit team at the moment. I think, they'd get down this right side pretty easy that way.
Zenit St. Petersburg have lost their last 5 games in the Champions League away from home.
Come on, Chelsea!
They look to be made of slightly sterner stuff tonight so far anyway. Let's see what Chelsea can come up with. No personnel changes anyway as yet. Here's Ziyech. Aspilicueta. And Jorginho, captain Italy to yet another win the European champions during the break. A couple of draws as well.
Come on, Chelsea!
Christensen. Aspilicueta to Lukaku. Holds it up, finds the Mount, who nearly found
Come on!
Ziyech!
Ziyech! Oh! Unlucky Ziyech!
Save even though it was rather half hit by Ziyech.
Yeah, as we would expect, Chelsea have come out zipping it around, a little bit more energy. Good run there for Mount, but just doesn't quite catch it. Goes through the legs of the defender, but just doesn't catch it cleanly, does he? It's set lovely for him, actually. But not his best, but more urgency from Chelsea in this start of the second half.
Come on, Chelsea!
Here's Marcos Alonso. And Kovacic. Crowd of over 39,000. 39,252 to be exact. It is great to have the crowds back. Reece James.
Come on, Chelsea!
A misunderstanding there between Aspilicueta and James, and it'll be a goal kick in. I remember in Thomas Tuchel's early games here when he first became the manager, he had Callum Hudson-Odoi in the starting lineup a lot, didn't he?
Well, he did, and he's another option, actually. I mean, he would give you width. What I was saying, I think if he played in front of Reece James and just held his width, then you've got an overload on their wing-back, and it's something to think about, because he can go past people 1v1. At the moment, Chelsea are finding it hard to beat anyone at this moment in time 1v1. They're passing the ball, they're patient, they're shifting it a little bit quicker this second half, but they need sharp movement, and sometimes Hudson-Odoi wouldn't be a bad ploy as the game progresses.
He did start at the weekend against Aston Villa. Goalkeeper Edouard Mendy, who kept 9 clean sheets in 12 appearances in the Champions League last season. No wonder he was named the UEFA Goalkeeper of the Year. That was the most by any keeper in a debut season, or equalled it anyway. Santiago Canizares of Valencia and Keylor Navas of Real Madrid did the same thing, so it was quite a start by Mendy. Is Rudiger. Purposeful run
Come on, Rudiger!
A fair turn of pace, and on he goes here. Rudiger!
Oh!
What a story that would have been.
What a goal that would have been! Rudiger, what? Rudiger! Rudiger!
He's his own half, and he's showing pace. He keeps lifting his head, he's seeing where there's any support, but no, he says, I'm going on my own. Just can't wrap his foot round it. Look, he's done brilliant there. He shifts it to the side and just doesn't quite have the composure there to pick a spot. But a fabulous run. It's got everyone out of their seat and got the atmosphere rising. And Tuchel there, look, applauding, and rightly so.
Yeah, that's just got
Rudiger wasn't expecting that from him, man.
more. The game kind of needed something like that. Rudiger did score for Germany during the international break. He was looking for goal of the season stuff there, wasn't he?
Goal of the season stuff, is it for? I'm going to go for it myself.
High press from Zenit St. Petersburg, which carries its risks, of course, if that high press is beaten, and it has been.
What a beautiful first touch that was from Reece James, though. It was coming at him at 100 miles an hour, and he just took the weight out of it.
Kovacic wide to Marcos Alonso. He does have a habit of coming up with vital goals.
Lukaku! Oh!
I'll tell you what, Chichakov just about did enough there to stop him.
Yeah, but it's Alonso holding the line wider. He's much wider than he was first half. It's more difficult for the opposite wing-back to get to him, and Lukaku tries to get across the front, but good defending. But it's because he's in a wider position, he's got the angle then to open up and get on the outside and get the crossing.
Inside by Douglas Santos.
Come on, boys!
Gladinho. Sutormin. They fed this through here to Kuzyaev, and happy to give away the corner there, Chelsea.
Kuzyaev has made some really good runs off the ball tonight. The ball always wasn't coming first half. He was getting frustrated, but you see him here again. Makes a great run into the box. Good defending in the end. Christensen leaves his man, reads it and comes across. And lucky for Chelsea that he did. Comes across, just gets the cover and tackling.
Kuzyaev's taken the eye, but he played every game for Russia at the World Cup in 2018 when they did have a good run to the quarter-finals. A rare Zenit St. Petersburg corner. It's wasted, really. Make that totally wasted.
And the coach there that is looking down, he's not happy. They haven't that great, have they? The first corner they had, they put it straight to a Chelsea player and set Chelsea on the attack. Their set plays have been poor so far in this game.
Applause from the crowd as I see Kai Havertz warming up. We'll see if he comes on. Gladinho getting to that one. I just wonder whether the levels of ambition of Zenit St. Petersburg are rising. There's Kai Havertz's only Champions League goal was the winner in the final so far. By the way, Timo Werner is on the bench tonight. Did score 3 goals in 3 matches for Germany during the international break. Thomas Tuchel saying he still has a future at the club and can envisage occasions where he might be put there just to play off Lukaku.
Well, I think that might be an option second half. You know, if you need some width, bring one on to play really wide and then play just one off with Lukaku down and occupy those 3 centre-backs of Zenit.
It's proved an unexpectedly difficult night, though, so far for Chelsea, and they've got some defending to do here. Christensen won the header.
Way!
Long way off target from Douglas Santos, who's only ever scored 3 goals for the club. There's Marcos Alonso, Jorginho, and Kovacic. They've worked nicely so far. That's a lovely ball into the path of Marcus Alonso. Ziyech is waiting in the middle. So is
Chesterfield have a penalty, folks.
good again, Barrios.
Chesterfield have a penalty.
That's a fantastic move from Chelsea. The keeper all the way through the pitch.
It's a really classy move, and there might still be something here. Ziyech.
Go on, Ziyech.
He's on that left foot.
Oh.
Not to a blue shirt, to the white shirt.
He found himself in the 18-yard box with a lot of space. I mean, Zenit had bodies in there. Look, he makes a little run, doesn't do too much there, just hangs out. There's the little run there. Gets time to turn on it and just couldn't get the shot off, could he? Much better from Chelsea. They really come out with some intent. They're sharper, making runs off the ball.
They're still goalless after 55 minutes.
It's
Chelsea are
stress.
on points with the leaders Manchester United, Liverpool and Everton in the
Yeah!
Premier League table, and coming up pretty soon on the 25th. They've got Manchester City.
Hey.
That
No,
will
just
be
need Chelsea to
a
score.
game to look forward to.
Scores on the penalty spot.
Quite an
Who
interesting
needs?
barometer.
Who needs Messi when you got Kabanga? Oh, boys. Come on. Come on. Come on.
Lukaku.
Reach it. Oh.
With his left foot.
Unlucky.
Well, that's the players and into the Lukaku. He holds it up and gets himself and pins the defender in the penalty area. You're in trouble. Good runners off the ball. He tries to be too delicate, I think.
We are free to our boys. Come up. Come up. Come on, Kabanga. Now we just need Chelsea to score and then everything.
Shot with his favoured foot, but it just gave him
Just gonna keep
good
throwing and
position.
throwing
He
and
couldn't really
throwing.
get across the keeper, but better from Chelsea.
Lol. How long do you want to take?
Of course, there has been some publicity in St. Petersburg. Some maybe possibly fanciful thinking, wouldn't it be great if Zenit could play in their own Champions League final in their own stadium? They've not shown too much signs of that kind of progress. They've been beyond the round of 16 before in this competition. That's broken
Oh,
nicely.
no.
That's Moon. Malcolm.
Oh no.
Cutting inside, trying to get
Well
it.
done. Well done, Rudiger.
Yeah, Ziyech is definitely fouled by Barrios. How soon before Thomas Tuchel makes a switch?
Well, his sides come out with much more intent and they look sharper. So I would imagine that he'd let that go for another 15, possibly 20 minutes.
Jorginho and
Ah.
Barrios is there. He's played a stormer for Zenit St. Petersburg tonight. Good high press from Chelsea. They win it back again. Kovacic. Mount.
Go on, Reece.
James. Espilicueta. And the right shots recovering well.
Trying to be
Yet
too
again.
fancy.
And it's evident that Espilicueta has been told to get far more forward than he did first half. He's joining up and almost going past Reece James here.
Guys, if you're enjoying the stream, let me know in the chat.
And that looked like a foul by Jorginho and Christensen. I don't think the ball had gone out of play by that point, but the Danish international so impressive in the European Championship as well, and Denmark went to the semis. Timo Werner.
Could have been better.
Substitutes
Alright.
there. 5 allowed. None used yet.
Come on, Chelsea. If you guys like the stream with the thumbs up button, don't forget to like, subscribe if you want to. Go on, Lukaku.
Look at the turn onto that left foot and hammer one. And
Oh!
overhit. Slightly exasperated Thomas Tuchel.
I think he's a exasperated in the sense there's simple passes that are just tonight been given away from players, Chelsea players, when they're in sort of pretty good positions to then go on and create chances and the move has failed. It's been very frustrating for them.
Other teams in this group are Juventus, Chelsea are away to them next, and Malmo. Remember them being in a final against Nottingham Forest way back. Wendell.
What a challenge, Christensen!
And Asmoum is still broken for him. Can he get a finish away here? No, he can't. Rudiger.
Well done, Rudiger!
Really opened up for the Iranian net.
What a tackle from Rudiger. It really was. Christensen came out and made a good tackle on the halfway line. When your the central centre-back comes out, there's a space between the two of them, but Rudiger covers extremely well. Gets across, reads it, gets a vital tackle.
Here's Malcolm. In his Barcelona days, he did score in a Clásico against Real Madrid in a Copa del Rey semi. Zenit St. Petersburg, it's pretty clear they've had a good think and done a lot of talking and planning, because they know their performances finishing bottom of their group in their last two attempts at the Champions League haven't been good enough. And here they are away to the European champions, doing a pretty good account of themselves so far, but with plenty of work still to do in the last half hour.
Well, putting a game plan is one thing together, it's going out there and performing. And at the moment,
Looks like Kai Havertz is coming on for Chelsea, folks.
With the ball and defensively. So far, up to Chelsea just to create that one. Might just tonight, it might just be that one opportunity, a bit of magic or a mistake.
Oi!
Rakitsky, I think that
Well done,
might
ref.
be that challenge on Mount. He made sure he was definitely going no further. It is.
There was two bits there. This is the bit of magic, and there's the mistake. So, and that set up a nice goal for Chelsea.
Not the first in the career of the former Shakhtar Donetsk defender, but he's had a good game back there tonight.
Yeah, he looks like he suits a back three. Seen him in a four where he gets stretched and he's not comfortable, but in the three he's very comfortable. He's had a good night tonight.
Kai Havertz is about to come on. And off comes Hakim Ziyech.
Yes! What Havertz?
That can make the difference to the trick for Chelsea.
Yes, I'm singing the German song. I'm singing the song. I love it.
It's Alonso. Out comes the goalkeeper.
Oh, keep it down.
That's gone high into the upper tier.
Yeah, ref giving a foul, but it's the third time that the keeper's come, but he doesn't get a punch. He palms the ball. He's not punching the ball out the danger zone, and good closing, but in the end it's a foul. It does look a little bit fragile, the keeper.
It's going to be
Referring tonight to Mikhail Kurzhakov. Here's Wendell. There's a misunderstanding there between the captain, Carlos Santos, and Wendell.
Come on, Kai.
He was going on a run down there. Chelsea presented with the ball. Same problem, isn't it, here 5 stretched across the back here. There's Zenit St. Petersburg.
Well, Chelsea.
Saying to Chelsea, well, what are you going to do about it? James, not quite good enough. And
Look him out.
By Santos.
Well done, Mount. Go on, Havertz. Take that, take a corner. Come on, boys.
Good work from Mount there, winning the ball back in a decisive area, slides Havertz in. Good defending, makes him go on the outside on his unfavoured foot, and good strong tackle there.
I don't think the defenders would have appreciated Claudinho trying to dribble his way out of trouble in the centre of the pitch there. Just ahead of the defence. It means there's a corner now to defend. Chizjakov got his head too. Christensen.
Alonso.
Good chest down, wasn't he, by Alonso?
Deadfield 4-2. Oh, this is miracles. This is miracles. I don't know what I'm saying. Open the fuck is up. Fudge. It's still 3-2, folks. Go on. Oh, we just need Chelsea to score. They've been a good evening all round.
About 4 or 5 times he just parried the ball down around the penalty spot. You just want a blue shirt maybe to pretend you're going in and just drop into that area.
Well, Chelsea!
With the goalkeeping coaches and that, him with that. Hasn't been punished for it so far.
Well, Lukaku. Alonso. Kovacic.
Did pretty well to keep that
Alonso. Jorginho. Alonso. Havertz. Kovacic. Havertz. Alonso. Kovacic. Jorginho. Aspiguer. James. Aspiguer. James.
Key goals. He's certainly had a very good scoring record.
Oh!
That ball's given away. Here's Azmoum.
This is. Go on, Havertz! You fool!
Rakitsky, who does ever so well.
That's the example. That's been Chelsea tonight. That example there. They've been good positions, just a bit careless with their last pass, with a decisive pass, and consequently give the ball away, and Zenit come out with a bit of possession again. But they've just got to be a little bit more decisive and in those areas.
At their best, Azmoum here.
Come on, Chelsea!
Really, because he'd been well fed. Might still be something here for Zenit. It's Wendell looking at Ben Wang.
Well done, Mendy!
No problems at all for Edouard Mendy. Jorginho. Into the path of Rudiger, who's produced the moment of the half so far with his storming attempt at a solo goal. Aspilicueta towards Lukaku.
Yeah! Lukaku! Yeah! Come on, Rob! Big Rob! Big Rob! Come on, Robbie! Come on!
Jorginho in the first half, the ball didn't quite come correctly. It was never on a plate for him, but this time I think it's Aspilicueta who's got much further up the pitch. In the second half, he engaged himself in the attacks, puts in a beautiful
Come on, Rob!
goal and just drifts off. The timing of his movement is excellent. It really is. Look at this here. They shift the ball across here. Aspilicueta so high up. The spare man, and watch Lukaku's movement, just drifts off the back and doesn't try and head it too hard. Look, he knows where he's just going to, it's half a header, down in the corner, not trying to head it too hard, just letting it hit his head really. Look at that, it's a wonderful, wonderful loop and header.
Goal scoring is an art form, really, wasn't it? Assess the situation and just carefully, subtly place the ball where the goalkeeper had no hope of getting it, and scores his 4th goal already for Chelsea since that big money move. And that's exactly what he can deliver, just at a time when Chelsea were in danger of maybe running out of ideas.
They were, but it was that ball that no one's hit. As I say, Jorginho tried 3 or 4 times, Mount's tried 3 or 4 times in the first half. But to be fair to Azpilicueta, he's put it right on the money, and it's a wonderful headed goal. It really is a astute goal. He's just popped it. He hasn't tried to head it too hard, guided it in that bottom corner.
14 goals in his last 14 European appearances for Romelu Lukaku. He's playing now for the club he always supported. You remember when he moved for the first time from Anderlecht, and all the stories about how there were pictures of Chelsea heroes all over his bedroom walls at home. And that's exactly the kind of moment he would have dreamt for. He never scored at Stamford Bridge either for or against Chelsea until the weekend against Aston Villa.
What he's done great tonight is pinning defenders on the edge of the penalty area, and if you do that, midfield players can make runs off him as well as the goal that he scored, but he's always looking for that ball there into feet. This time it's good defending. They've nipped in front, but they've not been able to do that all night. The first time they've done it, probably because they've gone 1-0 down, they're taking a bit of a risk now, but it's a wonderful thing to have as a team, to pop a ball into a centre forward that you know is going to hold the ball up.
It's Jorginho spreading the ball into Alonso. Pressure off now for Chelsea. And the brave resistance of Zenit St. Petersburg is broken. And Mount's got him behind here. There was one turn too many in the end for him. Still could be something though. Trying to work something with Reece James.
Again, Lukaku saying, put it in, look, just look him, I'm on my own, and he was as well. He just pulled into that similar area of where he's just scored.
He also moved up to 67 goals for Belgium as he made his 100th appearance. So that's quite a record too. Jorginho. I think Zenit St. Petersburg may make a switch in just a moment, and we're going to see Artem Zhuba, who'll be familiar to watchers of international football, as Havertz gets to the byline. Where is a blue shirt in the middle? There wasn't one for once that time, not even Lukaku. James can head it on here. Never by Kovacic is blocked. Going to make 2 changes, in fact. Zhuba, who's a big striker, he can certainly head the ball. He got 3 goals at the World Cup for Russia, had a very good tournament. Hasn't scored this season though. Tried to work the triangle, but Zenit St. Petersburg were alive to that one, and it's hacked away by Dos Santos. So Chelsea are on their way to another win. It's looking that way anyway in the Champions League. Knocked out both Madrid clubs on the way last year, and of course Manchester City in the final. Mount, comfortable for the goalkeeper. Don't forget tonight at 10:30 on BT Sport 2 HD. All the goals, all the action, all the stories in Champions League tonight. In case you missed anything, including the dramas involving Manchester United earlier on. Quarter of an hour to go. Malcolm's coming off. And there's Artem Dzyuba to come on. Dzyuba, who scored 4 goals on the last
I'm
day.
back, folks. I just had to. I always go and celebrate the goal with my dad, always and always. So.
Wendell is off as well, and on comes the.
And Chesterfield are 4-2 up, folks. Chesterfield 4, Barnet 2. We are going great. And it's great, and it's always going to be great.
Probably expected to be in the starting lineup tonight. He wasn't. He's on now. Both of those players might add to Zenit St. Petersburg's goal threat if they can get anywhere near Mendy's goal. Here's Huber's first involvement.
You imagine that they've put 2 up there now. I don't know if let's have a little look to see where Azun's position.
Come on,
is.
Wrexham, can you do us a favour, please? With our, we don't play the weekend because of COVID with the other team. With Weymouth, no, Woking, they've got COVID in their camp, so unfortunately we can't play against them. So that's a game in hand for us. Game in hand for us.
Zenit St. Petersburg, which is one off the club record held by Hulk. Remember him, another Brazilian.
Bayern Munich at 2-0 up. Lewandowski with the goal.
It's Jorginho. Havertz. Lukaku.
Oh, Lukaku's son. Ah.
Shot with the left foot. Elected to go inside in the end, and might have been wishing he'd let a shot go now.
It's amazing though, isn't it? You put 2 up front and you just loosen that midfield up, and suddenly there's a couple of passes where Chelsea are finding it hard to get in behind. 1-2 passes, and suddenly Lukaku's through on goals.
Ooh, Sheffield United winning 2-1. Sanderberg. Sanderberg has scored for Sheffield United.
Just adjust his position.
It's all getting hilarious.
They do go direct and they're getting bodies forward. He's got to be a
Smalley, bye-bye.
bits and pieces, which
Mad.
he do.
Gavin Gunning.
The ball's been in front of him when he's been defending.
It's like crazy.
It's a gamble, really, Zenit St. Petersburg have to take.
Come on, Chelsea! Oh, I'm Lukaku! Oh, I'm Lukaku! Word! Getting Lukaku, boy! That's a good finish as well from Lukaku.
You wonder how many goals Lukaku is going to deliver, don't you, this season for Chelsea. Last year, their top Premier League scorer was Jorginho, with only 7.
And all of them were penalties!
Isn't it?
Yeah.
And all of them were penalties! Have you not a phrase to that? All of them were penalties!
Obviously, they were probably penalties, most of them.
No, not all, not most of them. All of them were penalties.
Since Ian Hutchinson in the 70s.
Come on, Chelsea!
They're fondly remembered in these parts.
Oh, we nearly scored a 5th! Red one cleared off the line! Oh, we nearly scored a 5th, Chesterfield did. It's crazy. Come on, Chelsea!
Thiago Silva's going to come on, and we think Ben Chilwell might see his first action of the season, but not before this run by Kovacic. Here's Marcus Alonso, lovely turn. Is he going to finish it here?
Oh, Alonso!
Goal. Instead, it whistles wide.
That was great feat, wasn't it? It really was. He's come off that wing-back position. Mount's gone out there, and he's just found himself in the penalty area. In that unusual position there, but good feet, change of feet. He was always going to drag it back onto his left side to get the shot in, and tries to just drag it through the legs of the defender into that bottom corner. But really good position he picked up there. Unusual position for a wing-back.
Started all 5 games this season. Now then, Yarakeen to Asmoum. Chance here for Zenit St. Petersburg.
Oh my God! Oh
What an opportunity.
my
Mendes
God!
in that. Zuba's hurt, but Zenit could have grabbed an equaliser then, and maybe should have.
Oh my
It's
God!
exactly what I was saying. The longer ball, the ball direct, and Jorginho just allows the runner. He doesn't drop in there and make it difficult to pick that second ball up, and it's a lovely piece of play. Look, there's the ball played across the box, and you're expecting Zuba just to get a little side foot in there. He gets a toe rather than a side foot. If he gets the side foot to it, I think he scores. It's just a toe. He's stretching. He's just come on, perhaps not warmed up as much as some of the other players, but he just couldn't quite get there, could he? What a chance. Mendy's taken a good whack there, he really has. Just hope he's okay.
I hope he's alright. He's our best player.
You just think if he'd had a boot size, one bigger,
Yeah.
it would have been level, wouldn't it? It's a question of reach. Mendy's down hurt. Hasn't had a lot to do tonight, and there's Ben Chilwell, who's long wait to see some serious action. He stretches all the way back to last year's final when he had a stormer, to be fair to him.
And Thiago Silva.
Come back on again, confidence, fitness restored, and ready to play his part once again. Still in some trouble here though is Mendy. I think he might have caught a boot, I think, around the rib area there.
Yeah, it's a fabulous ball across. It was a really good move. 3 passes and they're in behind Chelsea. And as I say, the studs, he just couldn't get. If he had the long studs in, I think he might have scored here.
Yeah.
But the follow through, just accidental, of course. Just catches Mendy. But that's the ball. It dropped down. Jorginho was not thinking about second balls at all. And that's where they got the attack from.
On comes Kravtsov to replace the busy Kuzyaev. Kravtsov's only 19, a local lad to St. Petersburg, who made his debut in March. He's usually on the bench this season.
Mendy!
Playful little pat to Mendy, as if to say, sorry mate, but you know how it is. And on comes Chilwell with Thiago Silva there. Who will be 37 next week, but is still as fit as a fiddle and a bike to guide out around the Stamford Bridge.
Caesar Aspiriqueta! Caesar Aspiriqueta! Caesar Aspiriqueta!
Marcus Alonso.
Oh, Thiago Silva! Oh, Thiago Silva! Oh, Thiago Silva!
Kovacic and Jorginho now just got to make sure that they play square of each other and see this game off, because the warning signs are there. That was a hell of a chance for Zenit to equalise.
There's Lukaku. He keeps scoring. Cristiano Ronaldo keeps scoring. It's quite a good little storyline for the season, isn't it? Ronnie v Ron.
Ronnie v Rom! Ronnie v Rom!
Everybody amused.
I like that one.
Ronnie v Rom is like an entertaining thing. Every time Ronaldo scores, Lukaku scores. It's like a never-ending book.
Here's Barrios. He's been good as well. Yerakin, who was involved in that move that nearly put Zenit level. That was certainly their best
Well done,
work of the
Rudiger.
night.
Rudiger, my man of the match. Rudiger, my man of the match.
He's appreciating having somewhere up there with him to bounce off. He nearly set up his mate for the goal. Here's Chilwell. And there's an appreciative round of applause at his first involvement. It was a surprise, wasn't it, that he wasn't used at all in the European Championships, as well as Luke Shaw played.
Well, he did play well, sure, didn't he? But you're absolutely spot on, because Shaw had an excellent season last year. He really did. But it shows the strength of this squad. You know, you've got Alonso playing well, Chilwell coming on. He'll get more football as the season goes on.
There is Chilwell getting involved. Not that you could argue with anything Gareth Southgate did really in getting to the final and then only losing it on a penalty shootout rather agonisingly. Given away by Claudinho. That's happened once or twice. He's just tired a little bit. Hasn't helped. Zenit is Chilwell again. This is the strength Chelsea have, don't they? Cover all over the pitch.
Yeah, it's quality cover as well. I mean, I don't know what Chelsea's best team will be. I don't give many supporters. I don't know if Thomas Tuchel knows that. They're that strong. I don't think there is a strongest 11.
5 minutes remaining here. They've been given a run for their money tonight by Zenit St. Petersburg, who've made them work for it. Again.
So this is your guys' vote about 5+ minutes to go to vote who you think is your man of the match for today's game between Chelsea and Zenit St. Petersburg. You got a choice between 4 Chelsea players. Who's your guys' man of the match? You got 4 players to choose from. Edouard Mendy, Mason Mount, Romelu Lukaku, and Antonio Rudiger. Rudiger's again! There he goes again! Oh!
And Zhizhyakov have both done some sterling work back there for their Russian champions tonight.
I think that's what's impressed me second half. The little change that we're all looking for. I think it's the 2 outside centre-backs, Rudiger and Azpilicueta. He's gone off now, but that's where the goal came from as well. They've engaged really well.
Lewandowski has scored again. Bayern Munich 3, Barcelona 0.
Whereas first half it was 3 at the back and it was marking 1 player, and they weren't really affecting the patterns of play. They've done it second half really well.
Come on, Chester, hang on.
Zhizhyakov looking to get that into the path of Zuba. Just a reminder about the games tomorrow. In the Champions League, Liverpool against AC Milan, that's from 7 o'clock. Manchester City and Leipzig is on BT Sport 3. And on ESPN HD, Club Brugge against Paris Saint-Germain. A chance to catch Lionel Messi making his Champions League debut for PSG tomorrow. That's 7:45 ESPN HD for that one. Rakitsky's long ball in towards Zuba. He will add to the attacking menace in the air for Zenit. You can imagine they might just hoist a few long balls at him later on.
I think that's why Tuchel's put Silva in there with his experience in the air. He's thinking Azpilicueta, he's done the job for me. He's a little bit fatigued, but size-wise, I think Christensen and Silva and Rudiger to see the game off is absolutely spot on.
On comes Mostovoy, who started at the weekend. Rakitsky's off as well. And Klugerboy, defender, to take his place. Late changes. They've made plenty of noise. There's only a couple of hundred of Zenit St. Petersburg fans who've been able to make it tonight for obvious reasons. I think it might have been many, many more for the current situation. Here's Chilwell.
Come on, Chelsea! Oh, well done!
Heavy touch, losing possession. Thiago Silva. Of course, Thomas Tuchel has taken teams to the final in the last 2 seasons, hasn't he? Paris Saint-Germain defeat against Bayern Munich, and of course Chelsea win against Manchester City, not to mention winning the Super Cup on penalties as it turned out against Villarreal in Belfast.
Come on, Chelsea, let's hang on.
All the way through there for Boy. Mostovoy lays it back. There's Jeshiakov. Mostovoy again has just come on as a substitute. It looks like Romelu Lukaku is going to grab the headlines again for Chelsea. Looks like Zenit St. Petersburg's only win in England is going to remain one they got in the year 2000 at Bradford City in the Intertoto Cup. Nicely done by Kovacic, who is such a
4
fine
minutes added
technician.
on at the end of the second half. 4 minutes.
He read the play so well there, didn't he? To regain possession. They've just got to see this game out now, Chelsea. Keep the ball. Got a good shape now. Options all on the pitch. Just keep the ball. Get that clock tick down.
Added time to 4 minutes in this game. We're already into that. Here's Rudiger, who's got the fans out of their seats a couple of times. Going forward, and very important clearance at the back once as well. Here's Reece James. Lukaku's waiting in the middle as ever. He's going to make a difference to Chelsea this season, having an out-and-out finisher like Lukaku.
Well, he's come back to Chelsea, but he's got the whole package. He holds it up so well now. He's improved his play in that area, but he can go in behind with his pace. He's got strength. He can put crosses in there, as we've seen today. He's made the difference with the cross and the header. He's the full package. He really is.
And I think he's a good talker and leader, isn't he, around the dressing room? You get that impression. Here he is there with a layoff towards goal.
Oh, look at
time. Chelsea's just looking to make it safe. Still time for one more change. Ruben Loftus-Cheek, who of course was part of Fulham's attempt to stay in the Premier League last year on loan. He will replace Mason Mount here. Chelsea seem to have so many players out on loan, you forget really that they're still Chelsea players. Some of them actually in the summer recouped more money than they actually paid out, selling Tammy Abraham and Tamori and Guehi, Zuma, Giroud, Zappacosta. Zuma was rather caught there by Reece James and left in a bit of a heap. He's ought to be a free kick. And they've got to just hit this long now, looking at the clock. Just over a minute left of the additional time.
Chelsea!
Will be switched on for a second ball. You know, if they do win the first ball, Zenit, it's the second ball from these areas that is the danger.
Don't play it long. It's Krugerboy to Mostovoy. Keeps it alive. It's Barrios this time.
Keep it together, boys!
They've given it away. And they had a lot of players waiting for a cross, and Chelsea could cash in.
Come on, Lukaku!
Lukaku. Others are arriving. It's Lukaku.
Oh!
Goalkeeper just about got something on it.
Unlucky
I
Lukaku!
think it might have been Santos as well that got something on it in. I mean, why they didn't put the ball in the box, I do not know. But then 1v1, Lukaku does everything right. He takes him inside, creating a space on the outside, goes on the outside. Is it Santos or the keeper? Let's have a look. He's created great space for himself. And Santos just gets that tackle and that block. Good defending. Really was.
Yeah, well spotted, Glenn. It was the left back.
He's had a good game actually, Santos, with the ball and defensively.
past the 4 minutes here. There might not be too much more of this, and Chelsea quite happy here to keep the ball in the corner, take the 3 points.
Get in!
And 3 points is what they get. The champions start with a win, delivered predictably enough.
Full time, Chelsea 1, Zenit St.Petersburg 0. Like, sub, subscribe to the bell notification, get to post. I'll see you guys on Sunday. Oh no, I'll see you guys on Thursday for Napoli's first game in the Europa League versus the